So Quando Rondo's been dodging prison like it's a part-time job for years, always slipping through the cracks, but now he's finally getting his turn with the system. In December 2024, it came out that he got slapped with a 33-month sentence for conspiracy to possess and distribute marijuana. Yeah, that's right. After all that time avoiding the consequences, he's finally facing them head-on. The prosecutor came in hot, recommending 37 months behind bars and a $50,000 fine, but Quando's team wasn't having it. They tried to swing a deal, asking for a mere 24 months, but nope, the judge wasn't having it. Instead, he handed out 33 months plus a $40,000 fine. The judge's tone? Yeah, you messed up, but this is the price. Talk about a reality check. But of course, after getting sentenced, Quando went into full damage control mode, dropping a statement where he claimed he wanted to become a better role model for his fans. I did the wrong thing, and now I'm paying for it. But y'all better learn from my mistakes, he said, probably thinking he's got the whole redemption arc in the bag. Like, yeah, maybe, but actions speak louder than words. The judge wasn't buying into the "I'm a changed man" story just yet, pointing out that while Quando's gangbanging days might be behind him, he still got caught up in a whole other mess. This time, a highly sophisticated drug conspiracy. And here's the kicker. Quando wasn't just selling weed in some shady corner. He was trying to get cute with it, using QR codes linked to his music. Yeah, genius, right? Like, hey, buy some weed and stream my latest track. Who thought that was a solid marketing strategy? Seems like the dude wanted to mix business with pleasure, but forgot to keep it legal. It's almost like he was daring the law to catch up with him. Guess they finally did. So, now Quando's staring down nearly 3 years behind bars. But he's acting like it's some sort of time for self-reflection moment. According to him, he's using this sentence to rehabilitate and come up with better plans. Sure, buddy. Let's just hope those better plans don't involve falling into the same old habits that got him here in the first place. After all, he'll be under supervised release for an additional 3 years after getting out, meaning he's got to stay clean for the long haul. That means no gang talk, no drug use, and definitely no wilding out. Sounds easy enough, right? We'll see how that plays out. But let's hit the rewind button here for a second, because this isn't Quando's first rodeo with the law. Nah, this guy's been in hot water before. Back in June 2020, he got hit with a serious gang indictment, and the cops came down on him hard, like they knew his every move. He posted $100,000 bail, but apparently his luck ran out shortly after that. This dude went ahead and overdosed, and then crashed his car. Real smooth move, right? You can practically feel the bad decisions piling up. Oh, and let's not forget that this is the same guy who once dropped bars about dodging time, laughing at the feds like they were some joke. Yeah, that's real cute, until they come knocking on your door with a case that sticks. Fast forward to December 2023, Quando's back in the spotlight, but this time, it's not just some random traffic stop. Nah, the cops were running a whole federal operation, and Quando was squarely in their sights. They were gunning for more than just weed this time, and the stakes were way higher. At first, Quando was looking at a 20-year sentence, straight up 2 decades in prison. But, surprise, surprise, he managed to cut a deal and walked away with a much lighter 5-year sentence for marijuana. That's a pretty sweet deal considering how deep they had him in the web. Still, Quando tried to flip the script, claiming the cops were just messing with him because he's famous, and insisting he never sold hard drugs. The feds? They weren't exactly convinced by his story. After all, they'd been listening to him chat with a plug on a wiretap. So, claiming innocence at this point? Yeah, it doesn't hold much water. It's almost like he forgot who he was dealing with. The feds don't miss a thing. This whole saga is like watching a slow-motion train wreck, where you know it's coming but can't look away. Quando Rondo somehow manages to get tangled up in drama after drama, like he's got an insatiable need for chaos, always learning the hard way. Every step forward seems to come with 2 steps back, and it's like he's addicted to the wild lifestyle, unable to escape the cycle of bad decisions. But hey, let's not pretend this dude didn't have a solid career going, at least for a minute. At one point, he was making serious bank off his music, gaining traction with his unique sound, racking up streams, getting booked for shows, and turning all that into a nice paycheck. He was aligning himself with one of the hottest names in the game, NBA YoungBoy. Together, they were making power moves, stacking paper, and it looked like the world was his oyster. Then, as usual, Quando hits a wall. While deep in the middle of his legal troubles, he drops a bombshell. In a plea deal, Quando admits to his wrongdoings, but then he reveals something wild. YoungBoy gave him $1 million. Yeah, $1 million. Sounds generous, right? But here's the kicker. YoungBoy never made a dime off Quando. Not a penny. It's almost like YoungBoy was trying to help him out, but surprise, no return on that investment. Talk about a one-sided deal, man. But let's not act like this whole mess is just about the law. There's the whole street beef situation hovering over him, too. He's allegedly tied to the King Von situation, which only escalated the problems. Now, every time you hear about Quando, his crew's getting shot at, his cousins are getting killed, and there's a constant barrage of accusations and drama. It's like a non-stop cycle of violence, and with each new headline, you wonder how deep this rabbit hole goes. Despite all this chaos, Quando keeps saying he's trying to leave the streets behind, trying to move on and be better. Yeah, okay, buddy. If that's true, then it's way too little, way too late. He's already so far in that it's hard to believe he can pull himself out. His decisions have been nothing but self-destructive, and it's getting harder to see how he's going to turn things around. Look, doing time is tough for anyone, especially when you've got a promising career ahead of you. But for Quando Rondo, it's like he's stuck in a never-ending loop of bad choices. He keeps getting tangled in the same mess, making one bad decision after another, never really learning from his past. 3 years might seem like a long time to most people, but for Quando, it could just be the beginning. With all the other cases still looming over him, this sentence might be the least of his worries. The way things are going, it wouldn't be surprising at all if he finds himself back in the system before too long. His track record doesn't exactly scream turning his life around. And let's talk about the poetic irony of the whole situation. Quando and NBA YoungBoy, once the dynamic duo of the rap game, were supposed to be on tour together, stacking paper, living the dream, and taking over the scene. Instead, they're both doing time. How fitting, right? These two were out here calling shots, flexing their success, and now they're both stuck in the very system they once mocked. It's almost like the universe was just biding its time, waiting for them to slip up and catch up with them. It's a cruel twist of fate, but also the harsh reality of the game they've been playing. They weren't just in the streets, they were literally involved in a lifestyle that would eventually catch up with them. Maybe Quando will come out a changed man, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll turn his life around, see things from a different perspective, and make the most of whatever's left of his career. But what's clear right now is that his rap career, yeah, it's hanging by a thread. His future in the game is uncertain, especially when it's more about surviving than thriving at this point. The next chapter of his story could go in any direction. He could come out stronger and more focused, or he could fall back into the same cycle of chaos. Whatever happens, the clock is ticking, and this time around, it's not just his career that's on the line. That concludes today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you're alerted whenever a new video drops. It's completely free and helps out the channel tremendously. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.